Sup. Um, my TikTok account got removed yesterday after being up for only about 6 hours, which is kind of super shitty. I was trying my best to hide the fact that I was reporting cannabis news, but I guess that doesn't really matter to them. I covered up like the BIS with some emojis, but someone did point out that I did put canna in one of my captions, so that might have been the thing that kind of set off TikTok. Um, but I did also have a troll who was starting to become very active on all of the posts. There was four, and he was just going off about comparing alcohol and cannabis. So I feel like he had something to do with it. They had something to do with it. That account had something to do with it. So oh well. Screw the Clockapp. I'm gonna continue using it for my other random chaos things. But I'm gonna try out YouTube for now. So this is gonna be like the first video. Quality will get better over time. And yeah, I mean, it's really difficult with social media and being in the cannabis space, regardless of what country you're in or, if it's legal or not. The policies are international, and it's really frustrating for legal businesses or content creators in a legal industry to be suffering at the hands of these policies. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we don't have a disclaimer for cannabis products and alcohol. Just in general, like I feel like alcohol videos should have disclaimers on them more than cannabis. And I find it really weird that we have the ability now on controversial topics or restricted content to put up a disclaimer, and these mega social media platforms just aren't interested, which is really, really crappy. I do know that there are, Twitch, Twitter, they seem to favor things more, but this is also going to be going up on WeedTube, which was made by a bunch of content creators in the cannabis space who got kicked off of YouTube. Which is pretty badass. I'm excited to do that. The formatting's a little bit different and simplified, but they might have upgrades coming. So I'm just gonna kind of try and hit things at all channels, and hopefully people actually want to watch this because I've gotten a couple of people saying, "Oh, you should do YouTube. You should do YouTube." And I just kept on thinking to myself, like, who the fuck wants to watch me talk? Because, in all honesty, I haven't done this before because I really, really don't like the talking and videoing. So we'll see kind of what happens. But going back to social media and how it's kind of crappy, I think the worst scenario is when you're a legitimate business, and even a hardware business, not even necessarily like a herb platform or whatever, and you can still get taken down. I mean, there's a lot of small shops that I know of that just do glass and accessories, and they're removed. So that's really hard because they're not directly associated. I mean, it could be a hookah, and the algorithm or whoever might be reporting you. That's another big thing. You know, why there's such a high number of people who believe that their accounts or posts are getting taken down because of other people in the industry, their competitors who are doing that to them. And like shit, like it's built off of community. If you're going and doing that, you have no place on my platform, or the I don't really support that at all. I've never reported anybody, unless it was a fake account or duplicate account, that a friend had requested, hey, can you make sure that this one gets taken down? It's not me. They're causing some havoc. But just to blatantly go out and be like, oh, I don't like that. I also just never understood the capacity of people to go and comment hate. Like, I've never done that. I don't know anybody who does that. And so it just, for me, that's a really hard thing to wrap my head around sometimes. I mean, I understand it. I get why people do it, but for me personally, it's just like, whoa, that's it says a lot about another person, rather than me. So that's fine. My Instagram, I mean, I was off of it for the last little while trying to rethink about, doing this TikTok thing, and it's kind of frustrating now having it taken down because I have to kind of rethink what all my other platforms are going to do. and kind of look at that cross coordination strategy. So we're going to try this out. I'm trying to think of what else I was going to say. There might be some of these moments. I mean, I'll also be smoking, and some of these I smoked before just because I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. But you can see the videos that I posted on TikTok. I was lucky enough to save them. I did lose a couple of drafts, which is fine. I think that doing a 1 minute video on some of the things I was talking about doesn't do justice to the groups that I'm talking about, the news that I'm talking about, and the impact it has. So we'll be doing a little bit more of those deep dives. And then, yeah, if you want to watch them, they're on Instagram. The one thing I didn't do was take a screenshot of my TikTok because it was blowing up. A lot of the videos did have, a couple of thousand views already, and 100+ comments. I don't think I'll be getting that account back, and like I said, I'll be using my private one for just chaos posts. But yeah, we'll be expanding into each one of those news 4 posts that I started with. There's going to be a lot more touching on the strike in BC, talking about all of the different things that are happening in the province. There's going to be news sources linked for everything. In the description, you'll be able to kind of see where I'm gathering my information, the articles that I've written that are going to be sourced, and yeah, trying to fiddle around with it. So this video is kind of boring and just an overview of why I'm starting on here, but it should get decent. I mean, if you follow my content, you should kind of know that that's where I'm at, is trying to make things fun and engaging, and I haven't seen people do cannabis news in the past, at least visually, and that's one of the other big things is I got a lot of comments when I was doing a lot of news articles was, oh man, I wish I had a visual representation of this, or an audio or something to listen to, because I'm just not an avid reader. And I mean, we have to expand all of the options for every kind of education type. So I think that this will be really cool. Hopefully there'll be some PR moments in the future with brands, if they want to get highlighted in some news and some overviews and those deep dives, some facility tours. That's something else. And then I just want to recommend this article from the Cannabinista on her website about what to do if your account is banned on Instagram or being restricted. There's also a couple of ones available out there about TikTok, but I have a feeling that that's not going to happen, which is super crappy. So check out that. That's going to be the only thing that I link out today in the sources, just because I heavily rely on that one to share out. And yeah, we'll be back. I have no fucking idea when, but soon. And then comment what you want to see from me on this channel, doing the news things and trying to share the knowledge and what's going on in the world, because I feel that the cannabis industry, I mean, we got to compare a lot to the alcohol industry, and I hope that that's one of the main things that we do out of this, is to kind of point out how prominent the industry is in affecting other things that are going on. So that will lead us into our next video. I'll expand more on the BC strike, for the BC GEU, and what's happening at the liquor stores and cannabis stores across BC. Until then, I'm so sorry that I rambled. Not really, because this is important to get started. And then, yeah, there'll be some cool shiz coming your way soon. Happy toking. Thanks for joining. The High Jive.